Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. So it is Monday. Today is the 21st, and I have a really great topic. And this topic has a lot to do with when that epiphany hits you and you realize you want the change, you've made changes, and you realize that it's working. So for me, one day I woke up and I felt like things and life were literally just closing in on me and I couldn't breathe, and it almost is like there's this helplessness that comes over you, and it's like, man, what I've been doing really isn't working. And I know that I never felt anything like that before. I have a little bit of PTSD from the military, that kind of thing, but was different. It was just a sinking feeling, it's just deep inside of you. So, I realize that, I have to get down to the bottom of what is going on, why I felt this way. So in the back of my mind, literally, was all this dead, and when you're extending yourself through payments, eventually, you realize that, man, this isn't working, because we have all this stuff, I wanted to say the other word, going out, but is it really worth it, So that also ties into like moving in silence, once we got our energy going and we paid off the first one, then we're talking just now, because we did Dave-ish, 2018, it worked, and we paid off a lot of stuff. We were unemployed, we got that extra $400 Corona money, that kind of thing, and 2020 was actually very good to us. So we kind of slacked a lot after we went back to work, and so that brings this ties into the whole a whole nother chapter. And once you get the momentum and you start getting going, you tend to talk with your family members about what you're doing, and they kind of look at you like you're crazy, and your friends are like, man, I'm young, I want to have fun, whatever. So that brings me to moving in silence, and it all ties in together with the epiphany. It's like, there's something different. You don't want to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. So along your debt-free journey, you get haters, and I don't understand why, but the harsh reality is that many people get very jealous when you're doing something different, it's working for you, and they don't really understand why it's working for you, or they want to be like you, or they don't necessarily understand. But the thing is that they don't ever really ask questions, I guess, to find out what you're doing and why you're doing something different, And what's really strange is that your family, even though they should be your biggest rally team, it seems to be that friends are the most supportive, because they are the less to judge you, your friends. And I don't know why that is, but it seems like family are more critical, in what you're doing and why you're doing something different. But guys, you don't have to put, this is the thing. So for me personally, I don't always put my business out there for others to understand or see. So I'm like, man, when I talk to people and they just kind of, they don't really ask questions, then I know that's not the person that I need to be airing all my business out to, because they don't understand. They don't understand why you're doing it. So it's kind of one of those things. It's like they're not worth sharing because they've become critical like in an instant, So it's crazy, and I don't understand why it is that way. So I don't know why it is that way, but it is that way. And it's people get very judgmental when it comes to money. So those who don't have it, they whine, moan, complain about how hard they have it, but you don't really see them doing a lot of progress into making their situation better. It's the poor me attitude that you don't have, because you have the drive and the ambition. So for the most part, genuinely, people want you to be happy and succeed, but there are always, the misery loves company type. So beware that when you tell people and what you're telling people, if you don't get a lot of questions, that's not what they want to hear. So beware what you tell people. And you can always start, a help group, like a conversation. You can start groups on Facebook. You can even start a YouTube channel like me, and talk about things that hinder or things that help. And there's always someone out there who can help. So when you get the epiphany of it's time to change and there's more out there, just beware that there's always going to be somebody to try and drag you down. But do it, do it for you, do it for your family. And no matter what anyone says, there are different ways of doing things. It may not be their way, but it might be a new best way. So, all right, guys, I'll leave you there, and happy Monday.